Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Curators. So Curators is a game of building a museum and getting people to walk through the museum, but in order to do that, you need to get stuff into the museum. And the stuff is just little chits that kind of sit on the cards. You need to do all of the action. There are 5 different actions that you can do. Each of them has a little token. When you do the action, you flip the token over, which will show another action. But what that also does is it causes one of the actions to be showing twice. So when you do that action that showed twice, you actually do it twice. You double the action. And so what I've found with this game is, as a general rule, I'm trying to do the double actions as often as possible rather than just going single action, single action, single action, because it saves time. It makes everything work better. And then what you're doing is you are purchasing rooms from a middle circuit. If you take the very first room, it's free. The next one round will cost you 1,000, 2,000. You could buy the one in the middle if you wished, but it's going to be extraordinarily expensive early game. And you probably don't have as much money as that to be able to purchase it. You then build it. There are 2 doors on your start position, and you build out from there. You will have cards that have colors of rooms that in a certain pattern. You need to try to, by the end of the game, have that pattern somewhere in your museum. And you will then get the points off that card. And there'll be a number of cards that come in like that. They're just looking for these different patterns. And so making a balance of, I need to get that pattern, so I'll put this one here, but that also helps that pattern over there. That kind of thinking is really important on this game. You have the ability to get or purchase goods from an auction house that are all on, like you're purchasing of one color for one action, but you can get as many things of that color, assuming you have enough money to pay for it. If you're doing the double action, you get to take 2. If there is only one available or you only want one, but you have a double action, you must take the double action. You must purchase something of another color as well. Little stuff like that is really important to kind of keep in the back of your mind. When you're playing, you can send out a Indiana Jones type character, and he will get a good of one color for you, and he'll put a good of the same color into that auction house. So this is how the auction house builds up. You can allow guests to come in. You can build on the number of guests that you have. All of this stuff is really important to understand, and there's kind of an order that happens right at the beginning of the game. Everyone tends to take the same order of events, simply because it seems the most logical. And as you get into the game a little bit further, you kind of start varying what you're doing depending on what things you're trying to achieve. There's points all over the place for this game for having goods in a room. That will get you some points. Having the rooms on the patterns of your cards, that will get you some points. There's a couple of different levels of scoring, or different layers of scoring, should I say, that are important to understand and to kind of get your head around when you get to the end of the game. But I found that when playing this game, the hardest thing is to remember what the icons are, because the game is all iconography. And so remembering that a hat means to do this action and a gavel means to do that action. There is a card which tells you, but reading that card and thinking through it, at the actual table, it doesn't feel good. You want to just be able to go, 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 go. I think this game relies on people who actually know the game to be able to enable that go, go, go thing to happen. Otherwise, you get to your turn, you're like, okay, now what can I do again? This does this. Okay, that does that over there. Okay, I guess I'll do that action. Little stuff like that, it can slow you down really dramatically. The box says it's a 45-minute game, and I believe that if everyone knows the game. If everyone knows what the iconography of those cards actually does, I can understand that game going relatively quickly. But if you've got to keep looking back to the card to remind yourself of what the iconography is, suddenly it slows the game down really, really dramatically. So look, I'll leave that there. Please go ahead and watch my Gamesplay and Gamesplanation to get a feel for the game and all of the rules and etc. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.